What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry I haven't been posting recently. Just been really busy with life and work, but we are back, and today we are replacing the power steering pump on my 06 Acura TSX. Alright, so as you guys can see here, we have the new power steering pump. I also went ahead and bought a new reservoir. There's the old one, and then as you guys can see, the power steering pump is leaking from down here. You guys put my finger down here, it's all gunky. I'm gonna go ahead and be replacing that today. Also, when I turn on the car, alright, so as you guys can hear, my power steering pump makes this like loud growling noise, like whistling noise. It's pretty loud, as you guys can hear. So we're gonna go ahead and just replace the whole pump. Alright, so as you guys can see, got the power steering fluid, also got a serpentine belt. So we're gonna be replacing that as well. So let's waste no time, get right to it. Remember, if you guys like my video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And let's get right to it. Alright, so you only do this step if you're replacing the serpentine belt. So since I'm replacing this, I'm just go ahead and remove the wheel just so you can get better access down to the pulleys down here. Alright, so first thing you want to go ahead and do is remove your steering pump pulley bolt. This one right here. So before you remove the serpentine belt, go ahead and loosen up that bolt right there. Alright, it's a size 19. You're basically using the 3/8 extension just to hold the pulley down. And then once you have it all secured, you just go ahead and grab a breaker bar and just break it loose. As you guys can see, it's all loosened up. So now you're gonna want to go ahead and grab a 14mm socket, and basically you're gonna put that socket, that bolt right there, and you're gonna want to go ahead and turn this clockwise. Let's see if I can manage to do this. Alright, so this is what I'm using. I'm using a 14mm crow's foot with a 3/8 ratchet, and I'm turning this clockwise. So I just go ahead, put the crow's foot on the bolt, and then I use a 1/2" extension, just put it on the end, and then just, you guys are gonna see how the belt loses tension, and then that gives you clearance, so then you can go ahead and remove it. So there you see it moving. As you guys see, it's pretty loose now. Now all I just gotta do is stick my hand under. Just be very careful, and then just get it off the pump, and then slowly put the idler pulley back to its resting position. From here, I just recommend you guys take a picture, and I'm gonna just go ahead and pull it out from the bottom. Once we have the serpentine belt off, go ahead and proceed to removing the pulley. And then just remember it goes on this way, like that. Alright, so before I go ahead and disconnect the lines to the steering pump, I'm gonna go ahead and drain the power steering fluid from the steering reservoir. So it's this handheld pump that I have. Here's the pump right here. All I do is just pump this, and then you're gonna see the fluid come out, and out the other tube on this side. Alright, so I just went ahead and drained that into a drain bucket. Alright, so to remove this power steering reservoir, pull these hose clamps off with some pliers. There we go. I'm gonna just go ahead and put this rag down here. You guys can see I made a huge mess, but that's okay, I'll just clean it up. Disconnect my fuel pump line.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Here's the low pressure side. now we can go ahead and remove the high pressure side up here. It's also a 10 millimeter. The only thing holding it in is this bolt right here, and there's another one down here, and I believe these are both 12 millimeter. Alright, there you go. Now you can go ahead and pull off your pump. Alright, so here's the old pump. And here we have the new pump. Alright, so I'm gonna just go ahead and give this a little cleanup, make it look nice. To clean all this up, I'm just using some regular shop towels and this super clean cleaner. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this power steering reservoir bracket just so I can clean it up a little bit. So here we have the new one. Reconnect the lines. Alright, now we can slide this hose clamp. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and just leave it like that. Now we're just gonna go ahead and move back to the power steering pump. Alright, so before I go ahead and put the new power steering pump on, I like to add a little bit of thread lock onto my bolts. Just like that. And thread the bolts in by hand. Alright, now you want to go ahead, grab your torque wrench and torque these bolts down to 16 foot-pounds. There we go. Alright, now we can put this hose back on the low pressure side. So I'm gonna just grab some pliers and pull this little plastic. And don't forget to put your new O-ring on. So we're just gonna go ahead and slide that on. Put the new bolt, thread it by hand. And then I'm just go ahead and tighten this bolt by hand. But if you want to go ahead and torque it down, you can go ahead and torque it into 8 foot-pounds. There we go. Alright, now we can go ahead and reconnect our high pressure line. Also, don't forget to replace the O-ring on the high pressure side. And then you can also torque these down to 8 foot-pounds. But I'm gonna just go ahead and tighten them by hand. Just make sure not to over tighten them. Alright, so now we can go ahead and put the pulley back on. And if your pulley is dirty like mine, as you guys can see, you can just go ahead and grab a little brush and then just brush off all the dirt and grime inside the grooves. So now we can go ahead and slide the pulley back on the pump. To put some thread lock on my nut, just thread it back on. Basically, you're just gonna stick that extension, 1/2 inch extension, 3/8, whatever you're using, to hold down the pulley. So you're gonna go ahead and torque this down to 47 foot-pounds. There you go. Okay, so right now I'm sliding the new belt on. So now everything is back in place. New power steering pump, new power steering reservoir. I actually want to remove the smaller hose from the power steering reservoir and connect it with a coupler, as you can see right here, to this hose. So let me just go ahead and do that off camera. I just went ahead and moved the hose clamp down and used a little coupler to connect it to this 3-foot hose. That's just gonna go straight down to the oil pan down there. And then I just grab a little piece of a torn glove and then just put it over that inlet, just like that. And then I have these rubber bands that I just tie around just so the fluid doesn't leak. Alright, just like that. Right now we just have to bleed the air out the system. Got a drain pan right here, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Topped off the fluid. I don't know if you guys can see the full mark. Just waiting for my little brother to come and help me. So basically what he's gonna do is turn the steering wheel from left to right till all the old fluid is out. Alright, Alex, go ahead. Turn the car on first.
Well,
I did. I said turn the car on, then turn the steering wheel. Oh my god. And then when I say off, turn it off.
turn on the car. Are you pushing down the clutch?
Tell him to keep turning it. Alright, tell him to stop, tell him to stop. Turn it off? Turn it off.
Are you going with light?
As you can see, everything is back in place. Last thing to do is top off that power steering fluid, and then we should be done. Alright, so now when I turn it on, it's pretty quiet now. Doesn't make that whining noise anymore. Sounds pretty good. Rev it. Hopefully you guys like this install. Pretty simple to do. Should take about an hour or so if you guys aren't experienced. If I wasn't recording or anything, it'd probably take me like 30 to 40 minutes, but since I was recording, it took me like 2 hours. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, peace out.
I was down on my last day, no giving up. Had to get it on my own, I had to run it up. Let me get my pockets chunky, let me count it up. I'll be cruising through the city with my glizzy tug. Told my mama don't you worry, cause we coming up. Now I gotta stack these digits, gotta run it up. Now I gotta keep it on me, gotta keep it tucked.